good evening to you all and welcome to the English News Bulletin here in Rwanda Television. We will begin with the headlines. A joint session of Rwanda's parliament convened to examine the European Parliament's resolution of February 13, 2025, which addressed security issues in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. Rwanda's Minister of Defense, Juvenal Marizamunda, urges the Northern Corridor states to boost defense and security cooperation. On the international scene, Costa Rica has received Thursday the first U.S. flight of deportees from other nations it agreed to hold on in detention facilities for the Trump administration while it organized the return to their countries. My name is Olive Nathan. It's a great pleasure to have you with us. I hope you had a good Friday. Now let's kick off the edition. A joint session of Rwanda's parliament convened to examine the European Parliament's resolution of the February 13, 2025, which addressed security issues in the Eastern Democratic Republic of the Congo. After reviewing the report, the Foreign Affairs Cooperation and Security Committee informed lawmakers that the claims against Rwanda contradict the real causes of the insecurity in the Eastern DRC. Members of Parliament in the Chamber of Deputies and Senators have criticized and condemned the European Parliament for deliberately ignoring the root causes of the conflict and basing its resolution solely on testimonies from the DRC side without giving Rwanda an opportunity to present its positions, something they deemed contrary to international principles. All members of the Rwandan Parliament collectively agreed that the resolution adopted by the Joint Committee on Foreign Affairs, Cooperation and Security of both chambers be formally submitted to the European Parliament, the Council of Ministers of Foreign Affairs of the European Union, the European Commission, the Vice President of the European Commission, the High Representative of the European Union for Foreign Affairs and Security Policy, as well as the East African Community. To more news, Rwanda's Minister of Defense, Juvenal Marizamunda, urges the Northern Corridor states to boost defense and security cooperation. He made these remarks at the ministerial session of the Mutual Defense Cooperation Cluster under the Northern Corridor Integration Project. Prince Manzi has more on this.
Defense ministers of countries in the Northern Corridor, namely Rwanda, Kenya, Uganda, South Sudan, signed 3 legal documents as a testament of partner states' commitment, which serves as an anchor in the regional integration progress. Beatrice Asko is the Cabinet Secretary for East Africa Community Affairs, who represented Kenya, and Major General retired Robert Rusoke is the Ugandan ambassador to Rwanda.
As a partner state, we face complex challenges, and we must remain united in our pursuit of collective defense and preservation of peace and stability at all times. In this regard, it is our collective responsibility as partner state to ensure security with an emphasis on reducing conflicts and addressing security challenges that transcend national borders, such as tourism, armed conflicts, transnational crimes, international crimes.
As we all know, there are 14 clusters under the Northern Corridor Integration Projects, as briefed by the Master of Ceremonies. The defense cluster, however, carries extra prominence because of its all-encompassing role of ensuring that the required conducive environment for the effective performance of the other clusters is created. The cluster, therefore, is the core of our regional security, integration, and prosperity.
Rwanda's Minister of Defense, Juvenal Marizamunda, urges Northern Corridor states to boost defense and security cooperation.
There is no better time than now to strengthen our defense and security cooperation. The contemporary security challenges we face are complex and multifaceted, and no single country can confront them alone. It is through collaboration and collective action that we can effectively address these challenges and ensure the safety and stability of our region. The adoption and signing of the 3 documents we have before us today will mark an unwavering commitment of our defense institutions to be an anchor in the regional integration process. These instruments are not just legal frameworks. They are testament to our resolve to work together, to support one another, and to build a secure and a prosperous future for all our citizens.
The Northern Corridor has 14 projects, and Rwanda oversees the defense cluster.
Thank you, Prince, for the details. Now, as on the 21st of February, it is the International Mother Language Day. Some students argue that the decline in Kinyarwanda proficiency stems from inadequate instruction in schools. They urge education authorities to allocate more hours to teaching Kinyarwanda and emphasize its importance. Additionally, they call on parents to recognize that foreign languages should not be valued more than the mother language, which is Kinyarwanda. We got details. Especially in schools where many Rwandan youth spend a significant amount of time, students observe that Kinyarwanda is not given enough emphasis.
Comparing to the past times, Kinyarwanda has definitely faced a change in it, and people have lost its essence and its language as itself, as our mother language. We find very many people not really finding themselves in their certain language, even though it's definitely their mother language. They tend to focus on international languages. Well, this is definitely for job opportunities and other school requirements, but Rwanda has definitely lost its essence in its culture by losing its language. By this, we definitely see a huge gap between the past and the present and the generations, the way they changed, the millennials and the Generation Z. They have definitely changed, and you can see the change very visibly, that people do not speak Kinyarwanda as they used to before as compared as to now. Yes.
Many kids these days, they be speaking only English, French, but Kinyarwanda is very important because all our cultures, all our history is based on the language of Kinyarwanda, because all the heroes, the past heroes, they saved this country communicating, and due to Kinyarwanda, and all they did, it was all about getting together. And what makes us Rwandans united is just the language, of course, because with this language there is communication, there is it unites everyone.
Schools, families, and other social settings are where young people believe greater attention should be given to their concerns. They emphasize that Kinyarwanda should have a stronger presence in education and family discussions. Mastering spoken Kinyarwanda is not enough. Efforts must also be made to improve writing skills, as many still struggle with proper written expression. Rwandan writers, including Gaël Faye, author of Petit Pays, and Scholastique Mukasonga, author of Notre Dame du Nil, have had their books translated into Kinyarwanda. This highlights the importance of preserving the language, both in speech and writing, encouraging young people to take ownership of this responsibility. The Minister of Youth and Arts Development, Jean-Nepo Abdallah Otumatukishima, urged young people to make a dedicated effort to master Kinyarwanda and to uphold its value, emphasizing that it is the mother tongue of all Rwandans and should be treated with respect.
In our case, our mother language is Kinyarwanda. So we give a lot of value and consideration for the mother language, Kinyarwanda. So we call upon our young people, young students like here in the secondary school, to always think and write in Kinyarwanda. We agree that English has become an international language that is very useful in business, but every country, every nation is built by the grassroots language. So Kinyarwanda is the language that helps us to communicate, to interact, but also going back to our history. So it is always better to have this common language preserved, loved, respected, and grammatically correct. So I call upon all the young Rwandans to write grammatically correct Kinyarwanda, to speak a very good Kinyarwanda, and to learn. Whenever they think they are not comfortable, they are not knowledgeable with some semantics in Kinyarwanda, it is better to learn and to ask the elders.
In celebration of International Mother Language Day, 10 centers in Kigali City and 15 public libraries across the country received 1,000 books, including Petit Pays by artist and writer Gaël Faye and Notre Dame du Nil by Scholastique Mukasonga. These translations will enable Rwandan readers to engage more deeply with the stories which hold significant connections to Rwanda's history. Now to the tourism sector. Tourist guides are grateful for the role they play in promoting tourism and the economy of Rwanda in general. They expressed this during the celebration of the International Tourist Guide Day earlier today. William Evans takes us through.
Kairanga Eric is the head of the Rwanda Tourist Guides Association, which has between 250 and 300 members. He says that their role is to promote Rwanda to tourists from both abroad and within the country.
We show places, and when we make people love the places, the products, the tourism products they visit. They live happy, and then they promise us to come back. They love Rwanda, they love the people of Rwanda, they love our products. They promise us to come back.
The value of tourist guides is confirmed by those who sell locally made products made in Rwanda and to our operators.
When a tourist come and shop with us, they take our products to their country, they love our products, so the tour guides are doing a lot of work to connect us. So like Visit Rwanda and other stuff, and we are happy for this day because if we love our products, it will be easier for others to love our product.
The guiding, they are the one who plays a big role in this industry because we create itinerary and then they go to the field. They are the one who stayed the whole time with our tourists. They show them the hotel, they show them what we have. So they are playing very, very big role in this industry.
Cecilia Beach, an American tourist, is among the 1.4 billion tourists who visited various tourist sites around the world, including Rwanda. She appreciates how well she was guided.
So in the national parks, when you visit any of the national parks, and I've been to most of them, the guides in those parks are really, really helpful. They know a lot about the animals, the plants. They'll even help you, like when I climbed Mount Bisoke, they just took me by the hand and led me up the mountain when I was having problems with the altitude. And they'll seek out the most interesting activities for you so that you can see all the animals that you want to see. So, yeah, thanks to all those guides in the national parks.
In 2023, Rwanda was visited by over 1.4 million people, placing Rwanda in the 9th position among the most visited countries in Africa. The director of Chamber of Tourists says that they are ready to do more to boost tourism revenue.
On the Chamber of Tourism, we are encouraging really our members first to continue investing in tourism and hospitality businesses because it's a profitable business. Number two, we're encouraging our members to build capacity for their members, provide excellent services, and also on our partners, the government, we are commending the efforts that they have been doing in terms of investing in infrastructure, tourism infrastructure, but also putting a conducive environment for tourism to thrive and also to support sustainable tourism in our country. We are also encouraging other partners, potential partners, investors, to work with the Chamber of Tourism to, one, ensure that we have tourism that is resilient, invest in the country, but also provide excellent services.
This International Tourist Guide Day was initiated in 1990, and this year's celebrations were under the theme Tourist Guides as Peace Ambassadors. William Evans, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Evans, for the detailed report. Now, moving ahead, for the first time, international students at Ines Ruhengeri in Musanze district celebrated the diverse cultures of their countries of origin. They emphasized that this event serves as a reminder of the strength and unity that come from embracing cultural diversity. William Evans once more.
Various culture activities representing the home countries of international students at Ines Ruhengeri College were showcased, including traditional attire, languages, dances, and more.
Intercultural Day has been fun. This is like their 3rd edition. I was here on the 1st edition and it was good. And I feel like each year it gets better and better because we get to meet more people, get to incorporate more cultures, and it's so interesting, so nice. I love all. I can't even pick. I don't even know who is my favorite. I love everyone. Everybody just has diverse, unique cultures that is just very intriguing. And I really like it. I don't know who to pick, honestly. I don't know what is my favorite. If there's anything I've learned is appreciating culture. That's what Ines has added to our curriculum, and I really appreciate them for that because we get to meet other culture and we're just appreciated. Like, it's nice to see. That's one thing I've learned.
Actually, this is the first time for me to be here because I'm a first-year student studying architecture. Cultural Day teaches us a lot. If you are talking about culture, we have so many things. That's why we try to come and show up with some of our norms, the tradition dance and the traditional food, all these things. So in this, I can see more unity. This is the first thing that I can learn in the Intercultural Day, unity. It unites us, it brings us together, even we can share some of the common things, especially the Rwandan things and South Sudan things. We have similar. It does show that how united we are. For that, I'm so glad, and also let's be together to be one African. Cultures, it just shows what you do personally, but actually it is so amazing. It can teach us more things. Also, what I will send to our fellow like those who are showing their culture, let's show our culture no matter how it is. Let's not feel guilty that my culture is like, no, there's no culture. All culture differs. Yeah, there's no culture which is better than the other ones. There is no any other which is more better than the. So let's once it comes for culture, show no matter how it is. Yeah, this is what defines you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
I would like to hear from you so far. Which country's culture have you loved so far? Apart from yours?
Probably is Rwandan culture. Rwandan culture, yeah.
Why?
Yeah, because they are still doing their. Like the culture is still exactly like the one their ancestors were doing. There's no change because they can play live bands like the drums, and even some of them they can sing alone. But for some other cultures, maybe they can just use the modern one, just the recorded songs. And like me, I'm not able to sing more songs that my grandfather used to sing, which means I'm just following them. But for Rwandese, they are doing the best. That's why I fall in love with their culture. And I'm also trying, within this period, I'm trying to learn their culture also.
This culture event at Ines is being held for the first time, bringing together students from Italy and 13 African countries, including Rwanda, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Libya, Chad, Burundi, Congo-Brazzaville, Nigeria, Cameroon, Comoros, Niger, Sudan, and South Sudan. Bishop Vincent Harorimana of Ruhengeri Diocese and the legal representative and chancellor of Ines, Ruhengeri, noted that the event also serves as an opportunity for students to relax and enjoy.
Kaminuza yacu usibye gutanga ubumenyi n'ubushobozi.
Our university, apart from providing knowledge and skills, is also focused on building up individuals and shaping the Africa we want with a shared goal of development. Today, it leaves students with greater efforts in terms of building relationships. The fact that they have fellowshipped in this way will help them learn better, relax, and also understand the importance of brotherhood. This kind of entertainment puts a strong emphasis on unity and connection. Currently, Ines Ruhengeri has more than 5,800 students, including approximately 1,150 international students from 21 countries. William Evans, RwandaTV News.
Thank you, Evans, for the details. Now to financial matters. On Friday, BPR Bank Rwanda PLC officially unveiled its commemorative 50th anniversary logo and launched a new platinum branch at the bank's headquarters in Kigali. This event marks the beginning of a year-long celebration of the bank's remarkable 50 years of service in Rwanda. And Patience Mutesi, the bank's managing director, expressed this milestone as the beginning of a year-long celebration of the bank's remarkable 50 years of service in Rwanda. She also noted that it's not only celebrating the progress so far, but reflecting on a bright future with its clients, which includes supporting sustainable development, financial inclusion, and innovative solutions for all BPR's customers.
To actively contribute towards the economic development of Rwanda. Rwanda has taken significant strides in its development, and we believe that as an active participant, as one of the big banks in Rwanda, we will continue to contribute towards this economic development by actively investing in the productive sectors of this country. We will continue to invest in agriculture, we'll continue to invest in manufacturing, we'll continue to invest in services, and we will continue to invest in the capacity of our people so that as a country we are also able to contribute towards human resources development within the region. Secondly, you can also expect that we will continue to innovate as a bank. Since the merger of BPR and KCB, we've done fantastic investments in a number of platforms. We've upgraded our core banking system. We have invested in numerous digital platforms, our internet banking platform, our agency platform, our mobile banking, and we are continuing to invest in more innovative solutions that help our customers to facilitate their transactions by borrowing, by transacting, but also storing their value. Thirdly, you can expect that as a bank, we will be an active participant in the community as a corporate citizen at an individual level, but also as a bank. We'll continue to grow our foundation activities. We're currently actively involved in supporting a program called Ijire, where we provide vocational training skills for young people so that those young people can get the skills that they require to build themselves once they're out of school. And beyond that, we also provide them with seed capital to create businesses so that those businesses can also continue to provide jobs. So in a nutshell, we see ourselves as a partner in development, and we will continue to be a partner in development as we also increase financial sector penetration across the country.
We'll take a short break and then come back with the news on the international scene.
Halo, waramutse shiri wanjye.
Utekereza ko guhora wiziganya n'umushu ari byo birenze? Natwe niko tubibona. Ubona nta cyakurutira kugaragaza impano yawe. Niko bimeze.
So guys, uyu munsi tugiye kuganira ku gaseke. Agaseke njye gafite byinshi. Kamari, ese wowe ukakumara iki? Manudi. Halo Manudi, niba iki uri kunkura mu kazi? Hero mabusha, byahiye kandi noneho bimeze neza cyane. Ukuntu biri no guhumura. Ako Manudi, urumva nakumva ko ibiryo bihumura koko?
Ubona nta cyakurutira umwuga wawe. Erega, natwe niko tubibona. Dushyigikiye buri kimwe agaciro mu buzima bwawe na irekure nshya. Buri wese arahishiwe. Wikwisondeka. Kanda akanyenyeri 150 urwego. Uhitemo agaseke kawe ka packs zo guhamagara. Cyangwa akanyenyeri 345 urwego. Uhitemo bando za internet uryoherwe n'umuvuduko wa 4G.
You're still watching RTV News. Now to matters making headlines globally. Costa Rica received Thursday the first U.S. flight of deportees from other nations. It agreed to hold in detention facilities for the Trump administrations while it organized the return to their countries. We have more with VOA. Now moving ahead, U.S. small businesses are waiting to feel the effects of President Donald Trump's executive order imposing a 25% tariff on imported steel and aluminium. VOA once more.
It's canning day at Temescal Brewing in Oakland, California. Today, workers will pour craft beer into 6,000 aluminum cans. Next month, these cans will likely be more expensive. President Donald Trump recently signed an executive order raising tariffs on steel and aluminum. Imported aluminum will face a 25% tariff, up from Trump's 10% rate during his first term in office. Steel imports will also face a minimum 25% tariff, as Trump said he would no longer exempt any countries from his 2018 duties.
This is the beginning of making America rich again.
The Trump administration aims to boost U.S. manufacturing, particularly the U.S. steel and aluminum industries, which have struggled against cheaper imports. About a quarter of the steel used in the U.S. is imported, much of it from Canada and Mexico. The U.S. also imports about half its aluminum, mostly from Canada. But other industries are anticipating they will likely have to pay higher prices while domestic steel and aluminum production gets up to speed.
We could see a renaissance, if you will, for California and the U.S. Steel and aluminum industries, which would be a very good thing for our economy. The negative impacts are felt by everyone else.
Those could include increased costs that cut across many industries, he said.
Steel and aluminum are ubiquitous. They're everywhere. They're needed everywhere. Construction, building factories, just the impact. Cars is another good example. We need it in our everyday lives.
Here at Temescal Brewing, the focus is on getting beer canned and out. Over the past decade, craft beer, which used to be primarily delivered in glass bottles, shifted to aluminum cans, making breweries vulnerable to tariffs.
You know, for a lot of small places, it could be being open or closed due to, you know, tariff rising and everything. It's not something that we're stoked on.
This small brewery is part of a global trade ecosystem. Its malt comes from Canada, for example. The possibility of a bigger trade war worries its chief executive.
These things scare us because I think that we already are up against some significant headwinds, and now if we throw okay, suddenly our supply chain is going to get a lot more expensive, that just becomes an even bigger threat.
The U.S. tariffs on imported steel and aluminum are scheduled to go into effect on March 12th. Michelle Quinn, VOA News.
And this VOA story brings us to the end of tonight's bulletin, but before we leave, a reminder of the top stories that made the edition. A joint session of Rwanda's parliament convened to examine the European Parliament's resolution of February 13, 2025, which addressed security issues in the eastern DRC. Rwanda's Minister of Defense, Juvenal Malizamunda, urges Northern Corridor states to boost defense and security cooperation. On the international scene, Costa Rica received Thursday the first U.S. flight of deportees from other nations it agreed to hold in detention facilities for the Trump administration. And that marks the end of today's bulletin. On behalf of the entire news team, we wish you a restful weekend. Rest assured and stay safe.